But you know, in another sense, government power really wants to protect itself. So they will use power and force. Not only in politics will they bend the rules, but really in society as well. They will break the rules and break the laws, and they're even known to illegally invade premises to find out what people are talking about in case they're talking about politics. That is not very good. You know, the one thing that I have said is that the revolution is a lot more than about me. There is no doubt about it. This revolution will continue. But I would like to think that the campaign and our efforts together have done a whole lot to speed up the revolution that was destined to come anyway. So often people ask me, how did we lose the Republic? Have we lost it? Essentially we have. It may be hanging by a thread. That's why I claim that we have a sense of urgency here. We don't have decades and decades. We have to do something rather quickly. But today we have to move rather quickly. But how did we lose it? And I think of some of the things that happened in Washington symbolize this loss of the Republic. And one thing that I've made comments many years ago that I noticed on the House floor, and this has to change, that the two weakest arguments on the House floor would be a moral argument and a constitutional argument. That we need to change. Another attitude that we must change, and you've heard this said many times, that if the government gives us a tax cut, they have to be cautious because that is written off as a cost to government. How could that be? That is the assumption that the government owns us and owns the fruits of our labor, and what we get to keep is done at the permission of the government, which proves the point that even a 1% income tax is morally wrong because it sows the seeds of destruction. You know, the survival of the Republic was discussed at the time of the foundings, and the Founding Fathers came to the conclusion that we would and could have a republic, but the republic depended on a moral people. So we complain a lot about the government and all that is going on, and we blame this person or other person, but in a way, it is a reflection of the morality of the people. So in doing this, we have to understand the morality of the law and the morality of what we do. So if we are not a moral people, a perfect constitution cannot save us. We don't have a perfect constitution, but we have a real good one. But the fact that if we have people who ignore it, it won't serve our purpose. So you have to have a moral people and a system of government and moral politicians who represent us. Another thing that has happened is that we lost track of the fact that the Constitution was written to restrain the government. Now it's turned on its head. The Constitution or the government is there. They use it to restrain us. That is upside down. And over the years, the government gets more and more powerful. It's not only the executive branch, it's the judicial branch, it's the legislative branch, it's the bureaucratic branch of government. And more power gravitates away from the individual, away from the states, into the hands of the bureaucrats and the politicians in Washington. Not only that, do we have to worry about all this power gravitating to the power to be in Washington, it's even going further. We have to worry about powers gravitating to international governments, to the New World Order. That of course, would have to be reversed as well. But another thing that happened over these many years that have allowed us to slip away from the Republic and the principles of liberty is we came as a nation to believe that a person's needs are essentially rights. If you need something or want something or demand something, that does not give you a right to it. Rights are something that are very precious. They don't come from the government. They come in a natural way or a God-given way. They come as a right to your life and a right to your liberty. I believe the trends in the school system over the last many decades has been detrimental. And it hasn't been one party. Even in the 50s, it started with the federal government getting involved. There is nothing in the Constitution that says the federal government should be involved in education at all. So we've had a system of government that has been encouraged by our school system. The economics taught in the school system is never free market, Austrian hard money economics. It's always Keynesian soft money economics that are wrong. And not only that, we get taught history in our public schools. And who are the great presidents? The great presidents are always said to be the ones who run a war. Why don't we have the peace candidates be the great presidents? Something else has happened over the many decades, and that is our confusion on what patriotism is all about. Guess who the true early American patriots supported? They didn't support the current government that they had, and yet today they want you to believe that patriotism means that you support everything the government wants. A true patriot defends liberty and the people. And just naming a bill the Patriot Act and voting for that doesn't make you a patriot. The true patriot will repeal the Patriot Act, is what they will do. Another thing the American people have been enticed into believing is that if you support the free market system and you don't support the welfare state, that you can't be a humanitarian. That's total nonsense. If you really care about your fellow man and you care about prosperity and you care about peace, you have to care about liberty, not socialism and welfareism and corporatism. We as a group are often challenged by saying, oh, you're the people that want to go back to the dark ages. You want to go back to the dark ages of sound money. You want to go to the dark ages of minding our